Well, good morning, Facebook. This is Malik Ahmad from MalikTheInternetMarketingTrucker.com. Today's topic is going to be how discomfort leads to success. I probably told this story a couple times, but when I first got online, like I said, I started off with eBay, had some success there. I didn't grow, change, innovate, and I let competition come in, and instead of changing, I kind of stayed the same, and I wind up becoming a little bit too competitive for me, so I wind up getting out of eBay. That was a lesson learned. Then I got heavily into SEO, and like I said, that was my baby. I would spend, at that time, I think I was unemployed for a couple of months, and I would spend 12 or 14 hours a day on the computer, just ranking my site. I was in the To Get Your X Back niche. Sold some popular products back then. The magic of making up was just very, very popular. I think it's still selling pretty decent today. But the point I'm making is that I did those things because they were behind the scenes thing, where I wouldn't have to show myself. I wouldn't have to appear on, I guess video wasn't that hot back then, but I wouldn't, I didn't take pictures of myself. No branding whatsoever to tie me to anything. And what I realized is, for any business to grow, even with the eBay business, I could have stayed there and I could have grown if I would have went out, made different contacts. At that time, people were, we're shunning China now, but at that time, everybody was going and buying cheaper products from China. And those are things that I could have done to stay in business and stay competitive, but I was like a hermit. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to engage people. Like I just wanted to be a behind-the-scenes guy. Just make all my money just sitting behind a computer screen. The world never knowing who I am. But now, today, that I'm getting back online, finding a little success, it's basically because I've stepped out of my comfort zone. I've decided that I'm going to do whatever it takes, no matter what. And what I mean by that is, I'm on video, I'm doing my lives, I shoot every day. I said, now I've gotten so comfortable with it, I have no problem with just pulling out the camera, setting up a topic, and just start talking about it, For us to grow and to get better, we have to be willing to get out of these comfort zones that we find ourselves in. Things that we say that, this is not me, I won't do this, I won't do that. By putting those kind of things on your business, you're basically limiting your business. It's like, how are you going to grow when you're putting these limitations on what you're not and what you're not going to do? Certain, and this is what I found out too with niches and different industries, they take better to certain media, certain platforms, certain, right now I think everything pretty much does better with video. But there's some that, maybe it's more written. I know people are in Amazon, Kindle and all that kind of stuff, so obviously that's probably more written. But for the most part, I think video is pretty much taking over the internet. I'm like, if you're not shooting, you're not branding yourself, and let me tell you why it's so important to be on video. When you write, usually you have to be a pretty decent writer for people to understand exactly what you're saying, to get your personality out of the text that they're reading. You have to usually be a pretty good writer, which I myself am not. I'll say mediocre at best, but I think you have to get a lot better at getting. Another thing too, as far as the writing is concerned, just came to my mind, is writing takes up so much time. I mean, you have to sit down, you think of the concept, you come up with 4 or 5 bullet points, then you start writing on those topics. I mean, it's time consuming. As a video or a live, you put up a little PowerPoint presentation, you stick your face in the screen at the bottom, and just start talking. And to me, I think that's faster, it's better, or move your business along faster. Another thing too about written word is people don't read the way they used to. I mean, you could put up, I've seen this a million times, and I've done it myself. You put up a post on Facebook, a pretty long post, explaining, a training, or it's an inquisitive post. You're trying to get people to engage with the post. So it's a pretty long, 6 or 7 paragraphs, and people get to the see more part, and they don't click see more. You know why? Because they're done. We don't read like that anymore. It has to be so engaging in order for someone to click to see more and keep on reading. And that's what I had to realize too, because it's not like I was a great writer when I was doing SEO or anything like that. Basically what I was doing was getting free articles from the actual product creator. I would take those and spin those. I know you see me guys walking back and forth. I'm in the strip mall waiting for my cleaners to open so I can drop off my work shirts. Anyway, product creators, they give you articles and to help you and spur you. So all I would do is take those articles, I would spin them. That was big back then in internet marketing. As far as SEO is, you spin the content, put a whole bunch of keywords in it, keyword to title, and put it on. Back then article directories were big, and I had software to do all that, and I would put it on thousands of article directories. I had a whole bunch of blogs. I had my own blog network. Anyway, I did all that work, like I said, to stay behind the scenes. And then all those articles and content, people most likely didn't read it. People don't read anywhere near they used to. That's the reason why Audible is so hot and Audible is so big, is that people are so busy that taking a couple minutes out to read a post seems like too big of a task. Now, I'm saying all that to say this. You have to push your limits. You have to get out of your comfort zone. At the end of the day, if you're a person who doesn't want to be on video, and I keep harping on video, and the reason why I'm saying that is video is so important. People will never get to know you by your writings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This way, a person can decide if they like you or don't like you and move on. And this is a much faster medium than writing. Like I said, try audio. Audio work. I'm going to get into that too. I'm probably going to start pulling some of these videos and stripping them down for the audio, and then making a podcast out of them. I'm going to try that too. But the goal here is to get out of your comfort zone. T.D. Jakes, which I don't know if everybody knows who he is, which is a popular pastor here in the United States. He has a book called The Crushing. I'm not overly religious, so it's not going to be a religious thing, but he has a book called Crushing. And in that book, he talks about the fact that, some people believe the Bible as historic truth, and some people believe it's all parables and things that you can lose for your life. So it doesn't matter where you fall on that spectrum. I just want to tell you this real quick. He was saying that before, if you look in the Bible and every story of all the prophets, everybody they name in there, there's what they call a crushing that needs to take place. And what that means is the person, has some kind of trials and tribulations before they actually become successful and they find success. And the reason they say that is, now, like I said, you don't have to be religious, or spiritual. You can say the universe gives you some kind of crushing. It's some kind of discomfort you got to go through in order to find that success. And everyone in the Bible, pretty much, prophets and people with stories they tell in the Bible, they all go through some sort of crushing. And that crushing is supposed to prepare you for your success. A lot of people say, well, why do you need to be crushed or have all this adversity or go through things in order to be successful? And you'll see people every now and again, and you'll think that, okay, this person's first venture and they hit a home run. Is that possible? Some people hit home runs, but for the most part, everybody goes through something. You start your business, you're clicking, you're on fire, and then someone in your family dies, and you put the business on the back burner, and you come back, and it's a slow boogie, and you can't regain the fire that you once had. Things like that happen. That's why we call this thing life. That's why you have to be prepared to be uncomfortable. You have to be prepared to be uncomfortable to be an entrepreneur. You have to almost expect it. The universe finds a way to put obstacles in our way. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing, though. I think by getting those obstacles put in your way, it prepares you for the success. And I'll give you an example of that. You ever see, I know you guys have heard the stories, especially in the States. We'll have lottery winners win 20, 30, 40, 50 million. You give them about 5 years and they're totally broke. And you know why? The low cost of entry. They paid $1. They paid $20, whatever they paid, but they had no, how do I say? They had no struggle along the way, nothing to educate them on what to do with this money, what, where this money should go. They had none of that. So at the end of the day, they spent, and they had the same habits that they had before they became wealthy, and they spent themselves broke. So at the end of the day, discomfort is necessary. Discomfort is a part of everyday life. Discomfort is a part of your business. Take the time to figure out, matter of fact, what I would do if I were you, write down things that you do not want to do in your business and do them. Get that fear, conquer that. I know Will Smith has a quote where he says, they say, what do you fear? And he was like, fear itself. And the guy was like, what do you mean? He said, I hate being afraid of things. I hate being afraid of things. And I think that's where we all got to get, to the point where we can walk, we can talk, we can say what we want to say, just have no fear. Business goals are not going to get accomplished if you have any kind of fear and things that you won't do that you know are necessary for your business. Okay, that dragged on pretty long. I thought it was going to be a little shorter. My cleaner should be open right about now. This is Malik Ahmad from MalikTheInternetMarketingTrucker.com. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my page. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Once again, this is Malik Ahmad from Malik the Internet Marketing Trucker, and this is a little discomfort. It's not going to kill you. Thank you. See you later, Facebook. Bye.